Okay, that says all. So, who wants to do a recap of what happened last time we played, which was some time ago?
I went to go find a place to store the army.
Mhm.
Found a nice little valley to check everybody.
Mhm.
Lit an errand in Rearrack, broke into a lady's caravan, and wrote her a letter. Wrote her a letter. I robbed another lady's house. Oh, it's the
You
same
did.
lady's house.
Mhm.
That's it, I think.
We were all gusts of wind, and this was spread across an entire island as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically everything that happened last week. So, we're picking up. And you did stuff with the drakes, yeah. So we're picking up not on scale. We're picking up in rel with Malbrin this week, because
Ooh.
Malbrin, your stronghold just leveled up. So I need you to roll a d100. Uh,
Uh,
and also some stuff
Oh,
happens to
no.
Malbrin.
how do I... Will this work? That work.
There you go. That's fine. Yeah.
Ooh, very nice.
David, you
Similar.
win.
So, I believe if you should be able to have your stronghold handout in the strongholds folder in Foundry, because your table of followers is in there because you can also, because you got your spy, you can kind of adjust which you get,
Oh, yes.
by up to 6. So 71 would
Is a
get
spy.
you as another spy. So you could either, you could jump up to get another captain. Have you got a captain? No, I don't think you do. You nearly had a captain, right? Or you could have a tailor. Or you could just get in on a sage.
What did they...
Let me have a look, because I don't actually remember. So
Additionally, what is the benefit of having multiple of the same role?
there kind of isn't really one. Well, it would get you an extra. It would kind of be like having another opportunity to level up. Like you could basically get twice as much of the spy bonus, which allows you to makes it harder for other people to spy on you, and it would give you more control over followers. But you've only got one more level on your stronghold. So a sage, comes with like a library and stuff, and we'll be able. It's basically like a personal like runus. We'll be able to go and answer questions for you and give you some benefits on stuff like. Actually, I'll send it to you afterwards. So Sage like knows stuff, and then what's the other thing you can get? Tailor.
And a captain, was it?
Yeah, so a tailor means you look better, but also you can use that to kind of basically you can get better at charisma checks. So with a tailor in your retinue, you can, as a reaction, replace the result of any charisma check with a 12 before adding bonuses. Which you can do a number of. It comes with a shop that you can level up like Lyle's Spy Network. So that makes you better at charisma checks some amount of the time. The sage can go and research monsters that you know you're going to be fighting, and you can gain an advantage against, like, so you can be like, oh hey yo sage, go check out like black dragons. And they'll be like, okay boss, and then you can get some benefits the next time you fight a black dragon, like advantage on an attack roll, or you negate resistances, or it has a disadvantage on a save against your stuff. I'll send you the info afterwards. And a captain's probably not super relevant for you. It's kind of for military stuff. It makes like it upgrades the experience level of military units, which you don't have any of. So yeah, basically that's what's going on there. You don't have to pick just now. You can kind of just let me know. So up until now, there's not really been any significant external events happening to Malbrin since the last session we did with her. Like, there's been, you've had it, like, your lot have had a couple of scuffles with the Ashers, but nothing significant. And it's largely kind of like business as usual. So what have you been? It's been like a month, I think, since the last time we checked in with Malbrin. So what has Malbrin been up to for the past month or so, like in general?
I don't know. I remember. I don't remember what I wrote, but I remember sending you some stuff that I wanted to get up to.
Okay.
I don't know where I sent you that. And
Okay.
I don't know what I sent you.
All right, we can
But
check
at
back
the
on that.
time, that was what I wanted.
Okay, I'll have it. I'll check back afterwards. Okay, so Albert's been doing something. We don't really know. She's been up to stuff, but she's basically just been in Rel doing stuff. Is that basically the gist? Sure.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So you probably also drew your establishment money. Because I think it's probably been a season. So you get $3,000 for that. And there's been a couple of points where you've seen Darius again, like in the distance. So he's not attacked you again, but like I've had a couple of moments where like you see him, and then there's like a crowd walks by and he's not there anymore, or kind of like that moment, like opposite platforms in a train station, and then the train goes by and then not there anymore. Kind of Batman's it. So you're not super you've never been like close enough to be able to tell if it's definitely him, but if you're pretty sure you've seen him a couple times. But he's not like pursued you or attacked you or anything like that again. But this evening that we kind of left off kind of partway through a night last time, and this evening you are, what is Melbourne? So like obviously normal people sleep in a bed, right? But Melbourne kind of trances because she's an elf. Does she lie in a bed to do that, or does she like sit on the floor, or just like hang out on a chair? Or
She's got a bed.
She's got a bed. Okay, so you're lying in bed, and you kind of wake up, and again, similar to the time that's happened before, you see there's a spider that is kind of like rappelling down from the ceiling, kind of like making eye contact with you. And it's quite a big one. Like it's like it's like that big, like going, like it's pretty large. And you hear this voice in your head. Which I'll maybe try and do. I wasn't super pleased with the voice on it. Hello, little spider. And I heard that. Did Thera give you my message?
Maybe. Maybe. Melbourne will know. I don't.
Sure. Yeah. So I think last time we had played, we'd finished off. You got that like message in spider webs in the ceiling.
Yes.
Yeah. That seems to be what she's talking about. She says.
I don't remember what it said.
It said something about going to Mortalos, and it like had your knife like woven into the message. I think.
Oh, did you get Charlotte's Web?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Awesome.
And yet, you're still here. Why run from who you are?
Just been a bit busy.
You kind of, so the voice is in your head, right? But you kind of like, there's no auditory component to this, but you kind of like feel the voice kind of like pout and go like, it was a pity you were so close last time, and then those others decided not to visit. Made me very sad. They don't really listen to you, do they? They don't see much value in you. But I do.
Thank you. I'm sure I'll get down there in my own time.
Well, I think you should, and you never know what you'll find in there. Then the spider kind of like starts like sort of repelling back up to the ceiling and says, I'd better leave you to your rest. Speak soon, little spider. Do consider it. And it gets up to the ceiling, and then kind of it's like the voice in your head kind of like stops and like turns around, and says, "Oh, and don't let Meridian steal you away from me. Destinies are made to be rewritten." And then the voice kind of vanishes. Like the spider repels back up into the shadows on the ceiling and is gone.
What was the name they said at the end there?
Meridian was the name they gave.
Does that name mean anything to Mom?
Probably not presently. Actually, nothing that Niall has seen would suggest that would have any connotation with what this Meridian thing is. There's a chance Malbrin might have done stuff. It depends on what Malbrin was spending her time doing. Like Malbrin might have figured out the connection there. But otherwise, yeah. Right now, you're not really sure what that means. You sort of felt like you've got this kind of like during this conversation you have this kind of like sort of you kind of have a perspective on kind of like, almost like where the voice is looking, even though it doesn't really happen, and you kind of feel as if like it's kind of directed at the basement. But yeah, otherwise the spider kind of repels back up and vanishes into the shadows. And I guess we will cut back to Scale and what is going on there. Well, maybe I'll maybe give you a message. I've probably got a Malbrin session ready to do at some point. Because I think there'll probably have been like a contract or two will have come in that might require Malbrin's attention.
I'm just looking for the message I sent you. So I can...
Sure. So meanwhile, the rest of you guys, I have the map for you all of the city. Hacktivate. That should bring you all over. And then
Oh, damn.
if I go, why is the stream broken? Someone away. We lost someone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, Emma's
crashed.
gone.
kind of likely her computer crashed.
Has she been having trouble with it?
Did she say?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's been having problems with that lately.
Is your computer still crashing, or did you fix that?
Mine seems to be okay now.
Right.
It's got the demon, the ghost.
Uh-huh.
You spread it.
I did. Well, I exercised it from my computer and just went and found its way into Emma's.
Nice. Good job.
Yeah, you know. Maybe do it, or can maybe stream from our iPad, I guess? I don't know.
All right. Well, apologies if you're on the stream. I'll kind of look a bit weird for a minute. So yeah, this is the map of Carantal. It's the map here provided by Balin doesn't have any of this extra like labeling and detail in it. It's literally just like roads and like building outlines and stuff. So this detail that's currently on the map is not exhaustive. It's basically just like most of this detail kind of comes from Zorgar having lived in the city recently, and now knowing a little bit about it. No one else has really been to Carantal, so that's where that's where all the kind of information comes from. But it might be slightly out of date, and I may continue to adjust the map and things like that. I'm not gonna make a sewer map, even though sewer information is on here, because that would involve making a sewer map of the city the size of Glasgow, and I don't know enough about sewers. So, if you want to use the sewers to get around, like it's an extensive sewer network, so it will you'd probably just be like have to ask me, go, hey, can we go from here to here via the sewers? And there might be a roll involved or something to see if there is actually a route, but that's basically how we'd work the sewers. But that is what Carantal looks like kind of from above. You might have to zoom in to get some of the labels and stuff because it's kind of multiple detail levels. And Muir had gone to investigate Ormonth.
Juicy gossip.
So, obviously you got you rolled high. So, like, you know, if you want to kind of retroactively go like, hey, did I get anything on this from when I was in Ormonth? We can absolutely do that. But the stuff you had asked me about last week was garrisons, spies, supply chains, dirt on people, and the value of the treasure you had. So I've got information on all of that. So Ormonth has a standing garrison that is only slightly larger than Naren and Zorgar's forces. But the Ormonth garrison is better equipped, and there's no record of this, but it's probable that they're better trained than Naren soldiers and will have seen more stuff going on, more action. So in a stand-up battle, the odds would be with Ormonth without having extra forces on your guys' sides or some kind of like bold fucking crazy plan. There's not a huge amount of information on spies in the recovered documents, but there are some reports from like Vexir intelligence reports. Most of it's fairly boring. A lot of it you don't really understand the significance of. But there is some notable info in there, mostly pertaining to you guys. So you find information that Vexir they've been keeping tabs on you for like at least a year, and they know a reasonable amount. You find evidence that they'd considered military action on you guys basically as soon as they found out that you had Sora with you. But then they kind of it was like kind of delayed because they weren't sure the best way of going about it. But they know a concerning amount about your identities and residences and backgrounds and things like that. Just even from what you pick up, just kind of like written kind of like casually in the reports. Like, you know, you find out that they know who Rurak is, they know who Rurak's family are, they know where Rurak's family live. They know a lot of Rurak's history. They know the same from Muir. They know, like, you know, where Muir grew up, what her full name is, where her family are.
No.
They know basically
Grab
everyone
Kelly.
on the ship's crew. They don't know a huge amount about Naren because there's not much to know about Naren, really. They don't know anything about Lyda's family, but they do know that Lyda was at the Spire. They know her wizard name. They don't know anything about Raffin or Malbrin other than they probably know Raffin's name. If Malbrin is even mentioned, she's mentioned as the Dark Elf. And the more recent reports, because you find like 4 or 5 reports, like Vexir missives, and like the more recent ones, they also link to this name, like this individual or organization named Veron, Veron. Kind of, it's difficult to tell from the context what that person is. They might be like an organization, or they might just be like, they might be the operative that is like in charge of your guys' case, or whatever. But that's the name you find. They've also seemed to have linked Malbrin, even though they don't know her name. They seem to have linked her with a figure in Rel Keep called the Black Spider. But like, they don't have any evidence of that. They only have suspicions. But they're kind of trying to find evidence of that so that they can then ransom that information to the Baron. If they can like get firmer details on it. All the rest of it is like, you know, it might come into things later on. But like right now in the evening you're reading it, you're like, I don't understand what's going on in that sentence or any of that storyline over there. Oh, she's back.
She lives.
Hello.
Yo.
Hello.
The PC finally restarted.
Whee.
You've not missed a huge amount, Emma, I don't think. We're just going over the data that Muir recovered from Ormonth. So you asked about supply chains, Izzy. You don't find a huge amount of information in the stuff you checked over yet, but you find out that Ormonth does a lot of fishing and there's a lot of agriculture that happens in the city. It produces more food than it needs and exports the rest of it to Karen Tall, which does not produce as much food as it needs. Also, the products from the mine, the Banasan place, they all come through Ormonth before they are then sent to Karen Tall. And Ormonth receives most of its like luxury goods from Karen Tall. A lot of its lumber comes from that direction, that part of the country. And also almost all the mainland imports that make it onto scale come to Ormonth via Karen Tall. but that's about as much. If there's specific information on supply chains, you probably be able to find that. But like right now, after your first evening going through stuff, because you got more stuff than you can read through in an evening, like that's kind of all you really get. But basically, it's kind of they have a very reciprocal arrangement with Karen Doll. Like kind of, they both rely on each other. In terms of dirt,
The juicy stuff.
you find out that Sulira had a legal issue, which had been raised against one Matai Rakesh. She had that dealt with, but that's the only information you can find on that. You're not sure what the legal issue was or why she dealt with it. And you also find out that she gave a lucrative contract for craft district renovations to Luminar when it should have really gone to Balin, probably. There was an argument that it could go either way. But there's this letter that you find from one Erkin Luminar, where she was supplied with some fine jewelry, which seems to have swayed her decision on it. The value of the treasure you have is about 2,000 gold, but only like a quarter of that is money. The rest of it is like fine stolen goods, which will be extremely hot and difficult to sell immediately. But that's basically what you've got.
Well, I could just give away as gifts, you know. Then it's their problem.
But you got about 500 gold in distorted coins.
Nice.
The other thing that people were looking for was information on this door that Rurak found. And you guys had rolled pretty well, and I said you'd probably wake up the next morning with a bit more information on it. So after a night of reflection, Naren, you kind of probably come to the kind of belief that the door is kind of it's a story in 3 parts. Like panel 1 is depicting this dragon terrorizing some kind of draconic being or beings. Difficult to say whether it's dragonborn or dragons or kobolds or what. Then panel 2 is that terrorist dragon being slain, and then panel 3 is it being interred, presumably behind this doorway thing. Rurak, you were mostly looking at the stone. You reckon the stone might be old enough to predate dragonborn civilization. Like it seems like it might be as old as some of the oldest stones in Mount Tor, so like it might be from before the dwarves left the mountain, which is a long, long time ago. And Lida, you reckon there's definitely a dragon depicted on the front, but it does not seem to you, in terms of like head shape or characteristics, that it matches with any well-known. Certainly doesn't match with any like chromatic dragons, because they all have very distinctive characteristics and head shapes and stuff. And like it could be a metallic dragon because they're less distinctive, but you're not. It'd be kind of weird for them to be arseholes, so you're not really sure what's going on there. It doesn't really seem like a dragon that like a category of dragon that exists today, in a lot of respects. But that's about as much as you guys are able to figure out just from the kind of inscriptions and drawings on the front of the door.
Yeah, I just want to speed run scale and just open it up and see what happens.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, it's
and
gone.
she's
My
gone.
camera's
Oh.
gone. I don't know what happened.
Oh, yeah.
You're still here though. The camera's gone.
Well, at least I'm still in position.
Mhm.
Even if my camera's stopped.
That's
But that
all
might
right.
mean my PC might crash. So
So,
I'm just opening. Oh, I'm back.
you're back.
Hey.
Okay,
Hey.
I'm just keeping
Hey.
Discord open, and that's all I'm keeping open for now. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with my PC. It's fine during work. It never crashes during work. And as soon as I try and hang out with friends, it crashes. So I know what's happened.
You want to see your friends? No.
How dare
No.
you?
No friends.
So yeah, you guys wake up the next day. It is the let me see. It is the 15th of yours last today. Fresh day. You all get your long rest and everything. The army has started being packed up, ready to ship out. So, what is your guys' plan? Your plan is to go to the forest. Is that right?
Yes.
Valley. but
Valley, forested valley thing, yeah.
supposedly only be, yeah.
Okay.
I think we should maybe do a quick spy check because we almost certainly have a spy.
Your spy check.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's my seeing things as they are.
Your department.
Or how many people can you do Zone of Truth on?
Let's have a look.
Also, are we all together? I don't remember where we.
I don't
Oh yeah,
remember.
we made it back, didn't we?
I'm pretty sure y'all came back.
Because Gek came up and it was Gek.
It's a very large amount of creatures. You set down a 15-foot sphere, and for 10 minutes, any creature that walks into that sphere, they can't willingly tell a lie.
I guess have all the soldiers group up in like groups of 5 or whatever, and then make sure they all keep an eye on each other, and then just pump them through one group at a time and ask them if
All right,
they're
time for-
spies.
time for confession.
I'll
Yeah.
keep a list and organize this to fuck.
We also need a solid question so we don't have to stumble about asking
Yes.
multiple questions and wasting time.
Blatantly ask if they're a spy, and it's a yes or no answer. And if they say anything else other than yes or no, they're getting booted.
They're getting tackled.
Very spy.
Are they a spy and do they have any?
Which maybe do your
Nefarious
allegiances
plan?
lie with this party?
Okay.
Is that a good question?
Well, then you might get some people who are like, no, I'm doing it for the money or the glory or the yada yada yada. So maybe
Okay,
not.
That's true.
Do you have any
Yes, I have
nefarious
mercenaries.
plans for
Yes.
or something like that?
Are you supplying information to any of our enemies?
Will you backstab us? Yes or no?
Real?
Are you currently backstabbing us? Yes or no?
Maybe just a simple, are you spies and do you have any intent to betray
Yeah.
this force?
This
You have spying tendencies.
cool. Jake, my questions will be are you a spy? And do you have any intent to betray this group?
Okay. So it's gonna take you a couple hours probably to work through all 200 of these soldiers.
I only have 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, you're not gonna be able to do it all in 10 minutes.
I have
Any spell
the
slots
second
you
level
got?
spells. Yeah. Okay. Let's. Where's my card?
Math time.
There.
Can-
So how
I
many
also-
people?
I'm gonna try and make sure the word doesn't spread around what's going on. I'm just going to have my troops split into squads of the biggest squad that'll fit in the zone of truth.
Okay.
And call them to a separate area.
3, 6, 9, 11, 12. And do I have a 7th level spell as well? It's 13. And then
Okay.
there's also Pearl of Power. That gets me back some. What are you laughing at? There's my
It's a lot.
yeah, no.
Right. So how many people? So it lasts for 10 minutes, and how many things did you have?
Roughly, I think it was 200 mine and Finn's forces.
Yeah, you got
combined,
about 200
or
soldiers.
remnants of us.
200 people. And then how many spell slots did you say you could use, Patrick?
Okay, well, hang on. So I can use 13 spell slots. Right. So Zone of Truth. Here's the wording of it. You create a magical zone that guards against deception in a 15-foot radius sphere centered on a point of your choice within range. Until the spell ends, a creature enters that spell's area for the first time or on a turn or starts its turn, there must make a charisma saving throw. On a failed save, a creature can't speak a deliberate lie within the radius. So you could potentially have, like 10 to 15 people in the one sphere, but then there's like, what if you can't hear everybody? Something, I don't know.
You could have more than that. You could have
Yeah,
25.
But you could make them do a little Mexican wave, just like yes, 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 and then you definitely know. Yeah, okay,
we
so-
have to preface before they go in being like, do not resist the spell, otherwise you'll be pulled aside.
yeah.
Alright, so we need to definite how many people we can get in a sphere.
Well, if it's a 15-foot radius sphere,
Draw the
that's gonna be tough.
sphere, count the squares that are inside
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That's the big brain move. Okay.
And how
Could
many
we
soldiers
create
do we
a
have
platform
that we
so
need
we
to
could
protect?
layer them?
200.
Roughly 200.
I reckon this is easy.
Because I think we can be pretty snappy as long as we're efficient
have-
about before they
if
go
you have
in.
Only
groups
2
of 20
questions as well.
Assuming 25 people fit in it, I don't know if it does yet. That's only 8 groups of people.
Yeah.
And that's
You can do
more than a minute
group in a
per
minute
group.
easily.
which you could do in 10 seconds.
It's gonna be hard to listen out for 25 people all
Yeah.
saying, like, making sure they're actually saying.
Sure,
Yeah.
but once you go in it, you still have its effect for how long? Once you've left it.
It's until
As
you
it
leave,
says,
yeah.
on a failed save, a creature can't speak a deliberate lie while within the radius. It doesn't say anything about it persisting after you leave.
I think I think you'd have, like, I'm not sure how long it would take. You'd absolutely do it in one day.
Oh yeah, absolutely. One day. Yeah, absolutely.
I reckon you could do this in 10 minutes.
Yeah, you could probably
It
do
doesn't
it.
take more than a couple hours, surely. At
Just
most.
get them to say the answer down the line. so
Yeah, I
tells
think so
people
too.
once.
How about this?
If you do it,
Jake,
if you're doing it, if you're trying to do all 200 people in 10 minutes, that's 3 seconds per person, which is not achievable. Well, it's achievable, but you're not gonna guarantee that they definitely, you get everyone bang on.
It could take you like an hour or half an hour to do it.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't have to be 10 minutes.
Jake, how does 3 spell slots sound? 3 casts of Zone of Truth.
Half an hour. Yeah. I mean, the longer you, basically, what it boils down to is the longer you guys take, and the more effort you expend on weeding out any spies, is the better you're gonna do at weeding out any spies. Like if you're just doing if you do like one roulette, like bang everyone through, like fast through, like drive through style, some could plausibly fit through the cracks quite easily. Whereas if you spend more time with each group and and spend more time, because people will like hesitate and they'll be like, yeah, what was the question? Can you repeat the question? Because people are thick in large groups. So like,
Why?
sorry, go on.
Does this have to be done right now? Or oh, it
I
has
think because, like, we almost certainly have a spy. So we should do this before
I
we.
don't know if that's true.
It absolutely is true. We have the worst security in any history part. We had a spy with
Yeah,
us
sure,
for
that's
like
fucking
half the
awful at their
campaign.
job, but
How
You
about
got beaten over the head by someone pretending to be your best Dragonborn friend. It wasn't. Our security is pretty lax around here, and if we're about to move the army somewhere, hopefully secret. Because if the entire point is
I
to
mean,
move somewhere secret, and we should definitely check if we have a spy, because otherwise there's no point.
yeah, that's fair enough.
well, the thing about the timing of this is we've already started moving, haven't we?
I haven't been in through a portal yet.
No.
Because that is the other
Crafting-
issue you're
I
going to
thought
run
we'd
into
already
with the
started
portal
moving.
plan, which is probably quite obvious. Is like Raffen maximum has two casts of transport via plants per day, and you can't fit 200 people. You can't fit 100 people in per cast. Like you can fit like 10 or 20
That's-
if
Took
you're
us a long
if
while.
you get a big tree.
Let's just do this at the point when people would be going through the tree, like before. Like this is like the gate before you get onto the airplane in the airport. You know?
Yeah, we're security.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
more in-depth analysis of the people going through before we send them off.
Are you
Um,
going to shoe
sure.
bomb this plane? Yes or no? Interesting.
No lies, no lying.
You're not allowed to lie.
Yeah. Does that sound like a good plan?
I think it's good.
Sure.
Linda is going to organize the absolute fuck out of this endeavor. She's going to have everyone's name written down. She's going to have a specific order. Everyone's going to be in line. She's got
Sure.
things like a smooth operation going.
Okay. So, how are you guys planning to orchestrate this moving the army thing? Because you got 200 soldiers. If you have a huge tree, like Raffen found a huge tree at the other end. So like if you have a huge tree on your end, which they're not super easy to come by, like you might have to, the nearest huge tree might be like 15-20 minutes walk away. You can probably find one if you spend some time looking for it. But if you have huge trees at both ends, you can get 20 people through per cast. So it's going to take you
10 days.
5 days. So you can get 2 cats per day.
Wait, what?
That sounds doable.
Oh,
That's fine.
and it doesn't cost to. Oh, I guess if Harafin doesn't go through. Okay, sure.
Yeah. The other thing
I mean-
that is probably quite obvious to Naren, and definitely Balex will kind of offer this opinion, is like you have maximum 3 days before Karth arrives, based on the geography.
Of course we do.
Well, we
Um,
could start moving in the opposite direction from that guy, and then every evening take people through the tree, and then eventually this should buy us, a bit more time.
Can also take people over individually on the back of wings, and potentially on Fraffin's back as an eagle as well. So if you send, how many people can you send per day for the
slightly
tree?
more.
About 10.
40. If we're lucky.
40 through the tree. Jake, how long does it take to fly to the?
It's like 2 hours each. It's 2 or 3 hours each way.
Okay, and then you're only talking one or two people.
Also-
So
You're,
How
yeah,
long
you're
does it
also
stay in
more
the
likely
bag
to
of
get
holding
followed
with
that
the-
way.
10 minutes in the bag of holding.
How long does it take to go through the plants?
It's like the plants go
You
instantaneously.
can't fit in the bag of holding.
You can't fit that many people in the bag of holding.
Oh.
And then your bag of holding's on the other side.
I think we just have to stall Karth a little. I think that's kind of it.
can we knock down some trees in front of their path? You know, just generally
mean-
slow them down.
It's an army that
I
they're moving,
asked-
so it's going to be a pain for them to do shit.
I can
Yeah.
I can make a big storm to potentially slow them down.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Can I ask Gek how thorough his traps are through here?
Well, they're pretty. What's thorough mean?
How many?
Many?
Heck, there's an out of 10. You fool.
Got holes over there. Got spike
Right.
covers over there. Got droppers
Let's try this.
over there.
Gek, if I was to walk in that direction, would I hit a trap?
Well, it depends. Are you looking for traps?
No.
I mean, well, how far are you walking?
Until
You
I'm
going
out
by
of the
that
camp.
tent there, or you going on other side of that tent there?
All the way.
You walking around the tent
How?
both ways?
How are the? God damn it!
I confused.
Okay, never mind. It's fine. Thanks, Gek.
Okay.
I think if you use Rurex Storm of Storminess, plus just genuinely leisurely walking in the opposite direction, that should be enough time to.
But there's no
To every
leisurely
victory,
walking with like day one of 160 people.
You know what I mean. It's just move in the opposite direction, and hopefully the distance plus storms, maybe some other bullshit, would give us enough time to scoot everybody through in the evening or
Mhm.
when needed.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. The problem you will have if you're walking across land is that people will notice there's a big fucking army that they don't recognize
Yeah.
walking
Oh
across.
yeah, but like people will still need time. Like they can't move any faster than they assume they already are.
Yeah, it's just like people like regular people will be like, "There's an army. That is, we don't recognize the army. That's not our army."
Yeah. Yeah.
They'll know you guys exist.
Hmm.
That's the only
Well,
obvious problem with that plan. That you'd
But
have.
also, surely at some point in our walk away, we exit the forest, which greatly reduces the amount of large trees we can find to shove people through.
Like basically all trees are large. It's just the huge trees, which double your how many people you can send. They're a bit more few and far between. Like you'll probably only be able to find huge trees in the hexes, like on the detail map, on the bits that have trees on them. Like those are thick enough forests that like really big trees will crop up. Whereas like any other place you'll be able to find trees easily enough. It's just they won't be like huge trees.
Where are we now on the map?
The tag that says 8th Legion, I imagine.
Uh-huh.
I imagine that. I mean, everyone knows we're here already. Maybe not the commoners, but at least military people and Valazar or whatever. Anyone that we should be worried knows about us probably already knows about it.
Yeah, but there's no large trees unless we're walking towards them. Well, there's no trees on the scale map until we're walking towards them.
I guess, is there any other way we could stall them then? Or storm plus something else?
The only thing I can think of is knocking down boulders and trees along their path.
Or if they see us and go in pursuit of us. Not as in the whole party, because obviously some people need to do the Zone of Truth and some people need to do the teleporting, but
How many days
we can.
stall?
We have 3. It takes us 5.
So we need 2 days worth of stalling bullshit.
You got somewhere between 1 and 3. Like that's
Oh.
Darren
oh,
and
I
Balex's best guess
Right.
is they'll either arrive tomorrow, the day after, or the day after that. It depends how hard they're ragging it on the way.
I've got a bit of a dodgy suggestion. Body doubles.
What?
Having some member of your legion pretend to be you and Zorgar.
What does that get us?
I don't know. If they're willing, maybe they could be, taken in by them or taken in for questioning. I don't know. Listen. People.
What? You think that's gonna stop them from coming and getting the rest of them?
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of distractions.
I guess first thing we should do is go on a scouting run to get a more solid estimation of where they are. If we take birds or something like that, well, not birds, wings, and we fly above and try and get a bird's eye view of where the army is.
Sure, we can go just now if you want.
Sure.
All right. I'll get wings over, and Naren and I.
Yeah.
We got some scouting to do.
Scouting.
Yes, scouting. Quiet, unseen. Generally.
Oh, I don't know about that.
You are a big bird.
Wouldn't you want people to gaze upon our majesty?
And most times, yes.
You know,
but
you're the
not-
hand of the storm.
I am the hand of the storm.
Naren is him.
Yes, I know.
Thank you.
But him needs to stealthily see what the other armies are doing, so we gotta be quiet.
Very well. He kind of hops around and it's like, prepares himself to be boarded.
Can I get some dry snacks? Offer him some snacks before we go.
What have you got? You got pretzels?
It's like dried mushrooms.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
There's skag clags. Yeah.
That's right.
He vomits some stuff up.
You're getting
no.
so high.
Imagine thinking you're getting pretzels and you're getting weird dwarven mushrooms.
All right, then. Are we ready to depart?
We are.
Yeah.
Aaron?
We should maybe approach at a different angle than directly on those. So they
It's
don't
just
know where we come from.
ask with you, isn't it?
Let's approach him from the east. We'll go around the north of the mountain, then see him from that side.
All right.
Okay.
Wait. Okay. And he kind of flaps and takes off. So it's gonna take. How far away are you guys?
That's what we're trying to find out.
It's probably gonna take you probably gonna be like a 3 or 4 hour round trip.
Okay.
Roughly speaking. You guys take off. And you guys watch. The rest of you watches and Aaron and Rurek board wings like gales and wings flaps and takes off. They head kind of northeast. What are the rest of you guys doing while they're away?
I would like to make a quick phone call to Malvern. Ring, 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 ring.
Hello.
Hello, it's me, your old pal. Just I don't know for sure, but I might have pulled up some documents. I'm not saying it's you. I don't know what you get up to in your spare time, but something about the black spider in Rel. Anyway, some whether the green scales or the green what the spider's called here. Jake.
Thanks, yeah.
That's here.
The green fangs.
The green fangs. That's it.
Or that.
They are planning to blackmail you. I think you might have a spy problem. Just so you know. They know it's you. They don't know your name, but they know you're with us, and they pretty much know that you run some kind of thing. Just letting you know, okay? Not judging.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
When did Malvern become German?
You could be nine, dark elf. Sure. Okay. So Muir calls Malbrin. What about Zorgar and Zarzan and Lida and Rafa? What are you guys up to?
I'm probably starting my organization.
Sure.
event.
Okay. Can you give us just probably just a straight intelligence check?
Okay, I can't open anything on my
Oh, okay.
computer, so I've got a thing on my phone.
Sure.
I've got D&D Beyond on my phone.
Okay. That's fine.
Did you guys want me to scout somewhere else?
Yeah, well, the first roll I did was a 1, so we're re-rolling
Okay.
it. And the second roll was 20. So
Hey!
Nice.
Sure. So Lida is like, she kind of steps into her element. You guys watch as like, she's kind of tired. Like you guys got in at like 5 a.m. and then you were up at like 3 hours later, and she's like kind of sleep deprived, but she's just like, so it's maybe like, maybe she kind of comes into it because she's like, like her fuse is shorter today than normal, but she's like barking. She's like, you get over there with the other ones, A through F. You get over there and take. What's your name, sir? What's your name? And take stuff down, and everyone's like, okay, and they like totally do what Lida tells them. And they, everything starts coming into play. She's got plans. She's telling other people. She's delegating. She's like, yep, you're gonna deal with them. Yep, yep. That group one. What is your military qualification, sir? She's taking control and optimizing the fuck out of the army. Like a well-oiled machine.
I swear to God, if we don't end up actually casting the spell at everyone.
So, Zorgar, what are you up to?
Not sure. Will come back to me.
Sure, yeah. Okay, well, Zarzan, what are you up to? If anything.
Probably nothing specific.
Sure, I suppose you probably actually getting ordered around by Lida. Like, you might be like delegate number 1 or something for organizing people. And then Raffin, where are you up to?
I wasn't sure if I was needed for scouting. I can go scout. What do you think?
We've already scouted like the whole island. We're
Supposed to have, yeah. I was just, yeah, fair enough. And I'll just be looking at the flora and fauna then, see if I can find some mushrooms.
Sure, okay, give us a nature check.
Oh, don't play. Hold on.
Can Zorgar cast Zone of Truth?
He can, yeah.
Oh,
I'm
efficiency.
sure he can.
I think it'd be better if you could do that. I imagine. Because even because me and Naren are away just now scouting out the other army. So
I'm
if
pretty sure he
Zorgar,
can. Just let me check. I think he has
You
it.
could already get started on the moving process.
Yeah.
I got 18.
18. Yeah, okay. So, Raffen, I mean, you're kind of like, you've sort of, in a lot of respects, you've kind of already seen most of what there is to see in terms of mushrooms here. But you had, when you were kind of wandering around like previously, you were like, oh, there's going to be some new ones coming in there a couple days. Just,
Well,
wait and let them ripen, and, today is the day. You go out and you gather up like a pretty, a pretty good like hand basket's worth of mushrooms. Really
Nice.
nice specimens. You can turn them into wine or vinegar or a liqueur or a tincture or anything like that. Some of them have like medicinal properties that could be useful for potions and things like that. Some of them just taste quite good. But you spend a couple hours gathering stuff like that. So, Naren and Rurak, you are heading. Can you give us a? I should don't know what kind of check it is, so it doesn't matter. So you guys kind of curve around to the north, and you kind of start flying back the way you expect the 8th Legion to be coming. And indeed, after a couple hours of flying, you do see them in the distance. They're moving at like a fair pace. They're moving. It's like it's above standard march pace. Like they're kind of like they're jogging, like basically rather than marching on foot. So, can you give us a what skills has Naren got? Let me have a look here. Naren.
There's a really small bird stealing cobwebs out my window.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Can you just give us a perception check, Naren? I don't really know. Like it's kind of like more to do with like military stuff and like things like that. But I guess perception will cover it well enough. 16.
Right.
So you reckon they're either gonna arrive, like evening on the 17th, or morning on the 18th. Today's the 15th, so you got
And
tomorrow.
today's the 15th.
Yeah, you're pretty sure you got today and tomorrow, and then sometime on the day after, 2 days after that, they're gonna turn up. You're not sure when exactly.
Storm him.
We could do it. You want to cast a storm right now?
They
I mean-
can't jog if they're miserable, wet, and can't see. Pew, pew, pew.
I mean, isn't that what the army is? Jogging through miserable wet, and I think it would maybe slow them down a little. I'm not sure if it would slow them down much. But it's
Well, we
worth
need as much
doing
time
it
as we
just in
can.
case.
Do you want to
Yeah.
be here whilst I'm doing this, Naren, or do you want me to throw in a long shift whilst you are coordinating stuff back at the camp?
I can. Oh wait, do you have to be present the whole time? Oh yeah, because it's based
Yeah.
around you, isn't it?
Well, around the orb.
You could just give it to Wings, but I don't
I
think
could-
it would really.
I mean, your wings. Well, how much time do you just spend flying around?
What?
How much time do you spend just flying around?
As much time as I want.
Cool. How do you feel about flying with a big orb on your back that makes a storm follow you wherever you go?
It rolls. I can't carry that in my back. It'll fall off.
Oh, I mean, I'll figure something out. We'll get like a.
I thought you were supposed to be smart. What are you talking about?
What do you mean it's supposed to be smart? This is smart.
It's not. You're trying to put a glorified marble on the back of a bird without compare.
This is an orb, not a marble.
It's a big marble.
Okay,
Yeah, it
well,
might be a marble to him.
that's actually. Well, if it's a marble, then it won't be a bother. Then we'll just strap it to your back, and you can fly around this army. What do you think?
All right. Yeah. Suppose.
Or I can be here and hold it. If you'd like some company, I can be here too.
No strapping is sufficient.
Just out of curiosity, how much range does Naren reckon they have from seeing them in that wee village? Like, does he reckon they'd be able to shoot at Gales?
They definitely have archers with them.
What's the range on the marble?
Oh, it's like miles.
Yeah.
Miles.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I feel like he's probably well out of range of getting shot at then.
Just fly above the clouds. Like, there's no need to be within arrow range.
That's true.
Try not gonna be a problem.
Unless they have a ballista.
Portable ballista. Portable ballista.
If they have a ballista and they can hit a crow, which is like miles in the air, flying and no, it's not gonna happen.
Don't tempt the
Doesn't Game
Game
of
of
Thrones
Thrones
season eight.
logic.
Okay.
Cool. I think we have an idea. Why don't we, Naren, I'll take you back. We're going to, and then we'll figure it out.
Take
I'll
both of us back.
take it both back. Right, Gales, let's go back to the camp.
All right. You go. You take off back towards the camp. So a couple hours go by. Zorga, you said you were going to do something, didn't you? Are you getting up to something?
I was checking if I have Zone of Truth, but I don't think I do. Thought I did. So much. I'll just like organize my troops.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, let 'em-
I mean, there's probably a point where let me see here. Like, I mean, like while Naren's away, Balix probably comes to you about stuff, and he's asking you questions like, "How do we want? Do we want like, I've got this trooper, like, they're good, but do we want the good troops to go over there first, so we cut our, minimize our losses, or do we want to keep the good troops back and send all the rookies first, because that way, we have the strongest force until the very last minute, or do we want to send a mixture? Like, what do you think? Like, because
Yes.
Hmm.
Let's say, yeah. Let's say send a mixture. Send a couple of more experienced guys, but send mainly the rookies. So.
all right, okay, very well. So yeah, like he'll come and kind of check in with you while Naren's away about orders and stuff like that, and ask you questions and things like that, like standard like assistant manager stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise a couple hours go by while you guys are busying yourself with what you're doing. Is anyone else doing anything else back at camp while that's going on? Or are you just kind of helping out, being around?
Can I cast whatever that eyeball spell was again? Sorry, I had it up. Where did it go? Oh, Arcane Eye.
Yeah, what's that do?
I create invisible magical eye within range, range of 30 feet, dark vision, can look out in every direction, blah 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 blah. It's just kind of like a
Okay,
spy cam.
sure.
And just, toodle above. Make sure no bullshit, nobody's trying to sneak off. On bullshit watch, basically.
Okay, give us a perception check.
Okay. Do attributes, perception. I'll give myself the sip. Why not? Whee! 3! So that's a 9.
9. You don't see anything untoward going on.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so a couple hours go by, and then you see Wings with Rurik and Naren comes back. It lands, and they are deposited. Naren, you're probably immediately beset by like a bunch of people going like, "Can I just one thing, Commander? Is this do you want do we have so we can the first thing we go over, we can bring pasta or we can bring meat. Which do you think we should take first? Do you want to keep the meat here or the pasta here?" It's kind of like boring questions like that.
Oh, shit.
Just like admin-y stuff.
You have fun with that, buddy. Me and Wings leave.
Sure, okay. Yeah, okay, so Naren comes back. You can see Lida is taking point. Everyone is organized into squads. They're laid out in like grids and stuff. Some of them are laid out in triangles just for fun. So you can maximize your space and stuff. And everyone's, they're all firm position, like almost like they almost look more disciplined than you've seen them before in a lot of respects. She's going around like barking orders and taking notes and writing stuff down and delegating things. And
You still need to ask me about pastas and meats.
well, it's important, you know.
Well, they're not
Morale
gonna
begins
ask me
on
about
the
pasta
stomach.
or meat. What?
I said they're not going to ask me about pasta and meat.
Well, which do you prefer, pasta or meat?
Well, well, both, sir. You know, I mean, it's just. I'll take the pasta. No, the meat will spoil first. I'll take the meat. But the pasta's heavier. And it just goes off and he's kind of talking to himself.
Okay. Who's the cook again now?
Palin.
Oh.
Get comes back at some point when like a couple minutes go by. He's like, kind of tugs on your armor. He's like, Narn, some of my traps are holes. What do by them? Zorgar said I could bring holes with. I don't think I can bring holes with me. He said that last night. I think he's tired.
What are you bringing with you? What?
Well, the traps.
No. Why
What?
would you?
Wait,
You've been disarming your traps.
Balak said we moving.
Yeah, you don't move the traps.
But
You
what-
can make new traps.
But what I spent ages making these traps. So many days.
Do you not want them to
1 day,
go
2
off?
day, the third day I made like 4 traps, and then 4 day, I can't count. I don't know how more than that. I spent a long time making traps. I would
How
just go
many
leave them behind.
Have you disarmed at this point?
Only like 2.
Okay, well, stop disarming them.
Okay.
We still need them.
Okay,
The whole point in a trap is for it to trap someone.
okay. Sorry. Get our hands off. Is anything else? Is anyone else coming to you guys about stuff?
Can I ask Ward to go stand near Lida and look intimidating?
I think she's intimidating enough, but if you say so. Yeah, Lida, you're barking orders, and then this Ward kind of like clumps over behind you, and he stands with his arms on his
Hi,
hips.
Ward.
You said I should come over and be intimidating. Am I doing a good job?
Yeah, you're doing a great job.
Hey, yeah. Hey, you don't mouth off again, or I'll slap you one. Yeah. Quiet in the ranks over there. So yeah, words, you know, being intimidating. So yeah, what are you guys doing the rest of the day? Now that Rurak's away, basically. If anything.
Filling in Balax, how long we've got.
Right. Okay.
And I guess we should do the first move for today.
Sure.
I won't be able to zone of truth people if Rurak's not here.
Well, I thought the plan was Rurak's not going anywhere, just Gales is going somewhere with the orb.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or the marble.
I did leave though.
Why?
Well, one, because it takes time to make a thing to put on the back of wings, so I may as well just go right now and slow them down. And 2, because Zorgar can cast Zone of Truth.
No, he can't.
You can. Well, you better call me back then.
Great.
Why did you just leave?
I thought Zorgar could cast Zone of Truth.
He
Ring,
said
ring.
you should have listened.
I said I was checking. I said I thought I could, because I think it was in my old list of spells before I changed my oath.
See. No worries, sorry, my bad. Cool. Hey, what's up? I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
Rick, where the fuck
Wonder.
are you?
What do you mean?
That's
No wind.
Why is there so much wind?
What? There's a lot of wind. I can't hear you. What are you saying?
Get back here!
Oh, okay. Wings, turn around again.
Again.
Yeah.
Mirror, you kind of hear this kind of like squawk on the other end as Rurak says that, and then the stone cuts out.
You're need a little leather. Leather. Oh,
What?
Yeah, Rurak's not on that. It's like 10 minutes later. Rurak kind of comes back.
what's going on?
You're gonna need to do the confessional. Zorgar has some amnesia.
Okay. Right. Muir,
Hello.
look at this big orb.
Hello.
Can you make a strap or a very secure harness to go in the back of that big bird to hold this orb?
You want me to make a leather bird harness for an orb?
Yes.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Wings
Awesome,
is like Wings looks at Muir and he shakes his head.
No,
Don't worry. Wings, I will make it beautiful. Just for you, okay?
Thank you.
he likes fish.
I'll put a fish on it.
I'd like that.
What if he tries to eat the fish though?
He kind of swivels and looks at Nara and he says, "Just who do you take me for?"
No, he just walks away.
I'll start making that then.
Sure, okay. Give us a. I don't even know what kind of tools check it. Give us, I don't know, whatever tool Muir thinks is best for the job. Give us one of those checks.
Okay. Leather workers tools. That sounds about right.
Yeah, all right.
How do you do? Can you do it on this? Or is
Oh,
it
maybe
just-
you can't. Just give us an intelligence check that you're proficient with.
Okay. Wait, like Arcana or?
Well, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, something as long as the bonus is the same.
35.
Okay, yeah, you make a heck of a harness.
You know what? +6 because I wanted to be a really nice harness.
Damn.
Sure, okay.
Alright.
Legendary harness.
The hardest like
Nice.
no other.
Sure. So yeah, it just so happens you've got this like kind of like this part of this like spare part off ward that is kind of no longer useful. Like this construction's kind of changed now, but you've got like this like quite it's got a kind of an X harnessy thing going on. It used to go like around the back of the chest to hold some of the bits in, but now you don't need that anymore. And you've got that. And it's like 10-15 minutes work going, sizing up the orb and putting that in there, clamping that down. You've got like a sheet thing that hold it on, and he size it up on wings, and he's like, he cleans himself, and you get it all hooked on, and then you.
And can we have like the whole hairdresser experience of like, oh, so tell me about it. Just you can vent to me.
He takes me. It's just ask. I'm
Oh, I
direct.
know.
I'm the
Oh, I
hand
know.
of the storm. Let's fly here. Let's carry a heavy dragonborn with us, and let's also have a talking fork.
You just need some wings time, I know.
I do. I mean, that fork is just it's a piece of work, honestly. It's so, I don't know how you put up with it all the time. It's just I'm Nautilus. I'm a fork. Yeah. So
How does Gales even know what a fork is?
I don't even know what a fork is. Rick calls it that too, so I guess it must be a fork. Is that what a fork is?
Yeah, pretty much. A fork's usually got one more prong, but it is a fork.
Oh, so it's
Don't
not even
tell
a full
everybody.
fork.
Yeah, it's not even a
It's
full
a bad
fork.
fork.
Have you heard his
Even
singing?
worse. Sorry, what?
I said, have you heard his singing?
Yes, he was regaling us last night.
Nah.
Not a singer, that one. Sure. So you crack out this, you do this like really like you're like you look at it afterwards, you're like, wow, it took me 15 minutes, and that's one of the best things I've ever made. And it straps it in perfectly. It harnesses comfortably on the front. There's enough wings room for him. You're pretty sure that it wouldn't even take that much to adjust it to also have a modular saddle that could go on the top instead. You can socket out the orb and socket in a saddle. And Wings is very pleased with it at the end. He's like, yeah, this is all right. No, I don't. Yeah, cool, okay. So that's what Muir's doing. Lid is still organizing, and then you guys are interrogating. Is that right?
Yes.
Sure. So what does your process of interrogation look like, and what questions are you asking?
I think it's the 20 people who are going through, right? Maybe in 2 different groups. So 2 groups of 10, I guess.
Sure.
And we just ask them if they are a spy and if they have any intent to betray this group.
Okay.
And they all have to answer one by one.
Yes, no.
Right? Yeah.
Verbally.
If they try and fight against the spell, they'll be pulled aside.
Sure. Okay. They're all like a bit like, oh, okay. I'm not a spy. Are you a spy? I'm not a spy. No. Yeah, I'd be here if I was a spy. No, I wouldn't be here if I was a spy. I'm not a spy. You a spy? Just drop my pen.
Oh.
Who?
Oh, actually, no. Lydia's got lists of people should be fine. Like, ask them if anybody should be here, but they're not, in case someone's snuck off.
Sure. Okay. So you're questioning 2 groups today. Is that right?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Well, it's a fairly foolproof question, and none of the people you question in those groups are like, they all answer as you'd expect them to. They're like, no, I'm not a spy. No, I'm not intending to betray you guys. Some of them look almost offended to have been asked. But yeah, Lydia's arranged them beautifully. They're even height organized on the way in. With a sub-categorization of by body weight, so if they're the same height, but one has more mass, then that one goes to the back, and so on and so forth.
Odd thing to do.
Kind of makes sense for getting through a tree, yeah. Now, Lydia might not have been aware that they're arranged this way. That might have been the thing that Ward's done on the side while he's being intimidated.
He's just looking at people and calculating their body weight and being this person over here.
Yeah, you move. Sure.
Also, I have a question about, have we ever done this to Zarzan?
Probably not.
That's a good shout.
I mean,
I'm not super sus. I'm just saying.
it starts in the presence of Lydia saying this.
I don't know, Zarzan, where are you up to?
I'm probably just doing what I'm instructed to. If I've been told to help align people.
I think we should ask him.
Don't know if I'm the ally or not.
Zarzan in the zone. Help him.
Okay.
Gonna do the same drill, ask Zarzan not to resist, and then ask the same 2 questions.
Are you resisting, Zarzan?
No.
Okay. Are you answering the questions?
Are you asking the question?
Okay. Are you as well? Are you a spy?
Just yeah.
No.
Do you have any intent to betray this group?
No.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry about that. Is there an equivalent in this land of like a lollipop when you've been to the doctor's office? Is there an equivalent?
No.
I get the SpongeBob Band-Aid, please.
Not really. I mean, there might be some places that have like sweet treats that they give out if you have to go. It's not really that common a thing. Like that'd be a fairly unusual, like high class thing. Like like there's like mints at restaurants occasionally and stuff like that. So yeah, that'd kind of be the closest thing. So if you have any mints, then they might have already been packed away.
Oh shit! I meant. Right, cool.
Send him through.
So is that your plan then? Is Raffin sending them, firing them over to the other side? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. So you guys, there's a huge tree that's about like 10 or 15 minutes walk from the camp. It's not that far. And if you're sending 2 groups a day, I imagine you process them both at the same time and question them like there, and then fire them through. Is that right?
Yeah, if we can manage to do it just with one.
Like it'll take you 2 castings of the spell, but you know you can kind of like otherwise you're like 50 minutes there, 50 minutes back, 50 minutes there, 50 minutes back. Which is a bit, like a bit takes a bit longer. In hyper efficiency mode, later might be like, oh, you know, it's a bit double handling there. But you know, you guys take these soldiers. This is like you take Alpha Squad and Beta Squad to the huge tree, and Raffin starts whispering, and this hole in the tree, and like the bark splits and cracks, and this like opening appears, and then the soldiers are like they kind of look at you, and they're like leg it in, and then that first group goes, and then the tree closes, and then
I'm also gonna say that before they left, I did my spell that makes them look like different people, so they don't look like soldiers.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Just as an extra precaution.
Okay. Sure. So yeah, first group goes away without any hitches. As far as you can tell, you wouldn't really know if there's a hitch. Like, you know, they got stuck in a tree halfway through or something. But like, I don't know. There's no way to tell. So then, are you sending group number 2 as well?
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, same deal. You know, Raffin opens this portal in the tree, and they barrel through. You can kind of hear sounds of them like impacting on the side, going, "Oh, is that Bracken?" And then it shuts. So yeah, you're now 40 soldiers down. So
Nice.
try another.
Is Wings gone to storm stuff?
Yeah, probably by this point. Yeah, he'll have taken off.
Yeah, I'll activate the orb and say to him like, fly up in the air so no one sees you, really high up, but between us and that army that we saw earlier.
All right. And what do I do? I just fly around.
You just fly around.
For how long?
Don't get hit by lightning. Don't get caught.
And what are you doing?
I'm here.
That's hardly
Interrogating.
fair.
Well,
I can interrogate. Why don't you fly around?
I cast spells, and you have to fly to hold the sphere. I can be up there with you if you like.
No, it's all right. Okay, wings
Here.
away.
I'll give you something when you're back.
So yeah, wings takes off. You guys can see, like, it's not even that far away. You can see the distance, like this kind of. Actually, it probably has to kind of be activated where, like, here. So there's goes like 10 or 15 minutes where you're in like this torrential freaking downpour, and then this storm, you watch it move. Then it kind of like sort of eventually after like an hour, so it's like hour or two, it stops moving, and kind of so you kind of have a visual indicator almost of where the army is.
Cool.
Handy.
Yeah. And it's certainly not going to speed them up, being in the storm. So, yeah, have you guys got any other plans today? You've sent as many as you can send, really. And obviously, you know, wings have slowed them down. So what's your guys' plan for the remainder of the day? Is like mid-afternoon at this point? Got an evening still?
Be packing up and moving, or
We should probably start just shifting by foot, right? As well. Zorgar? What do you guys think? What should we do?
I don't know.
Well,
Is there any benefit to just staying here anyway?
We know there's a humongous tree nearby. We can send 40 people through a day. Whereas if we get on the move, we might not find that kind of tree.
Well, you guys saw how far away they are, right?
Roughly, yeah.
How many days was it?
Well, we got today and tomorrow, and then it's the evening of the day after, or the morning of the day after that.
And we have some time, I guess. We can stay
Mhm.
for a little bit.
Why don't we scout out some areas for some more trees, some more big ones?
It's true. Yeah.
Can I cast Augury?
Sure, yeah. Or are you asking fate?
Is it a good idea if we stay here?
You know what the answer's gonna be.
I think for the first time you get a definitive one, it's whoa.
Okay. Okay, okay, so the magic
A little bit of wheel. A little bit. Mostly whoa.
Do that to me. Okay, so the magic bullshit divining tool that never works has said this is a bad idea to stay here. So
The thing that never works says it's a bad idea.
okay, well the thing that's always really on the fence about literally everything I've ever asked it says it's a bad idea. So I think it's a bad idea.
Maybe we should listen to the magic ball.
Yeah,
You
there
guys,
might
you
be
guys all
another-
watch Muir just like look at her hand and then announce this.
There might be another force approaching that we don't know about.
Yeah, the dragon people. Riding.
What do you mean the dragon people?
The
On an island filled with
dragon people.
dragonborn, you know?
You know what I mean.
I mean, there's a chance. Yeah. Okay, I guess we start moving. I don't know where.
I guess Raffin could go ahead and find a nice tree that we could camp near.
Yeah, I can scout ahead. I'll turn into a little bird or something and fly off and scout ahead.
Sure.
Sounds like a plan.
Sure. Give us a survival check, Raffin.
Survival, you see.
Survival or nature. It's kind of your call.
I got 19.
19.
No, 19.
Sure. So you're like, okay, well, we got this many people. We can probably get about this far by nightfall. And
Jake, could I not have just, if it's just a tree I'm looking for, could I have asked like one of the trees? Do you know of like a big tree nearby?
I mean, that's probably that might be part of it. Like you just kind of communing with
Yeah.
the natural landscape and going, okay, well, there's a big tree over here, and we can get about that. We can get about so the big tree's here. We can get about this far by nightfall. So if you push on just a little bit longer, we can get to a nice tree. We can hang out there, or we can just kind of camp here at night and then go there the next day and fire people over and continue on. So yeah, you definitely you're like there's a place it's down like kind of hereish, sort of east of Jacali Harbor. So they'll pass the logging camp. So you're gonna be walking past there, but you're kind of gonna be walking past the logging camp either way. But yeah, Raffin, you're able to find somewhere quite nice.
Rapping feels about logging camps.
Hmm.
Tree murderers.
And yeah, otherwise you guys just packing up and moving on.
Yep. I don't have any of the 8th Legion been like praying in the shrine or anything like that? Or...
Oh yeah, probably regularly, especially like this past like day or so that you've been back, and there's quite a lot of them come in. And they take a minute, especially if you guys are leaving. Then to be like you're kind of delayed by like an hour and a half, while everyone that wants to goes, has a little says their goodbye to the shrine, and then you're ready to go on your way.
Yeah.
I'm keeping an extra eye just on Zarson slightly. Not because I think he's a spy, I don't, because he wasn't lying, obviously, but just because his reaction to being asked to do it was a little bit sus. So I'm just keeping an eye out on him. But that's it.
Sure. Okay.
It's just Lida being over the top about shit.
Sure. Give us an insight check.
Okay. There you go. D20. That was an 8. Hold on, let me see what my additioner thing is. Secure? Sorry, I'm on mobile, so all my
That's
shit
right.
is in weird places. Insight is wisdom. I have a +2 to wisdom, so it's a 10.
10. I don't know. He's acting a bit kind of weird. You know, he's a bit like he's a bit kind of like yeah. Just I don't know. There's something about him. It's maybe a bit suspicious. Like 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 sometimes people come over and like talk to them, but he's like, nah, later. And you're like, what's that about? You know, is that his spy pal? You know, it's a bit kind of a bit rough around the edges, Zarzen maybe. Maybe Zarzen has something to hide.
I might try. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that information in my head of my opinion. I guess I'm still just being a little sus, keeping an eye on him.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like they're just that kind of guy. It's just your guts. Like, oh, I don't know about him. Don't know. Like, have you ever really seen what's in his pockets? You've seen what's in Aaron's pockets, probably at some point. You never really seen what's in his. Anything could be in there.
I'll go up to Naren and I'll be like, how is it you know Zarzen?
He was recommended to me by the head of his group, and then Balin recommended. Well, Balin just checked him out and said he was fine. Apparently, he's the top member of the bar, whatever they're called. I know my troops.
I'm a little
I
sus of
know
him.
my troops.
He's
course,
been acting
I mean,
a bit weird.
That's exactly why I employ him. He's not the straightest of arrows, but he's I don't know, he's good at what he does.
Well, that's I don't know. Oh, okay.
Actually, I have no reason to believe that Zarzen isn't like a very noble person.
Zarzen, you
Wait,
get the
they just-
distinct feeling that they're like just the way Linda starts looking at you after they ask you the questions. You're like it just doesn't sit right. You feel like something's definitely off now. And she's going to whispering to Naren and stuff like never seen her do that. Never did that on the moon.
I mean, yeah, if he was
You've
a
never
spy,
seen
why
inside
would
her
he have gone
pockets
to the
either. You don't know
moon?
what anything could be in there.
To be fair, we didn't know we were going to the moon. But also, well, yeah, I guess that's true. But also, it could just be anything for our party, But also,
That's true.
I don't know if he's actually a spy. Obviously, he did the truth thing, so he's not a spy. But that doesn't mean he's not sus in some other way.
This might be me being naive and having too much trust in my troops, but I feel like there won't be any spies amongst our ranks, simply
won't.
because all the intel Muir found is way too vague. They would know way more if they'd been placed within the military this whole time.
They did manage to find us.
That's not hard, is it?
I'm just
They're
saying
not
that
exactly
they
the
might
most subtle.
not be a spy for this war effort. Could be a spy for anything else.
Yeah. But I mean, if he was a spy, then surely it would
Where's
come up in
Arthur?
the zone of truth.
I'm just saying. I got the vibes. I got the vibes, but that's it. I don't want to. Obviously, he's helped us out a lot. I don't want us to kick him out just because I have weird vibes. I'm just saying we should keep an eye on him.
You mean
Go
kick
to
him out?
the
Where's this
advisor.
coming from?
Hey, we're not kicking him out. 'Cause you guys are acting like I'm like, oh, Zarzen's a mass murderer. He's a bad guy. I don't know anything about Zarzen.
Zarzen, you can see some of the other
Linda.
troops. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Lydia, you've not had much sleep. You've had a very stressful day.
I have.
See how you feel about it tomorrow.
Okay.
Zarzen.
While that latter half of the discussion is going on, Zarzen, you can see some of the other troops that are like nearby. They're all walking, so there's only so far away they can get. But you see some of the other troops that are kind of like turn and like look at you while they're talking, and they're like,
Making Zarzan's life even harder.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
You know what? Fuck it. Zarzan. I'm going up to Zarzan.
I just pick a fight. No, wait. I said wait till tomorrow.
I'm not taking a fight. I just want to get to know him because I don't know anything about him. Zarzan, who are you? I don't know anything about you. We went to the moon together.
What's in your pockets?
I am very
got middle name?
tired. Oh yeah.
I'm Zarzan. I'm a member of Black Barbs. And I'm here.
Naren, I'm not feeling any better about this.
But if you look closely, you're pretty sure you saw him fumble with something in his pocket there.
Wait. do you have something in your pocket?
I pull out a little marble that I've got in my pocket.
What's that?
What's that?
It's a marble.
All right.
I have quite bad social anxiety,
Oh.
and I find if I fiddle with it helps me get through the day.
Oh. Okay. Well. Mm.
Nice
Yikes,
one, Lydia.
Lydia.
Fuck off! Sorry.
Some of the soldiers nearby are like, sorry, we shouldn't have called you Puddles, man. Sorry. The crew started doing it. And then, sorry, man. And one of them
Okay,
is like,
Zarzan, I'm sorry.
why would you tell him call him Puddles? Come on.
I'm slightly gonna stare at the marble and make sure it's not a magical thing. That's just what Linda does.
Do you want to make an insight check or?
Yeah, I'll do it. I roll a d20. Hold on. Let me roll. There we go. I rolled a 14. Plus 2 for wisdom is 18. I mean 16.
16. I mean,
Unless it's a magical check, then
It
it's a little more.
doesn't look magical. You're like, that's not magical. It's just.
Okay, it's just.
I don't know. It just, you're still, like it looks like it's a marble, but
Mhm.
it's exactly what you'd pull out of your pocket as well
Oh.
if you were a spy.
You know what? Okay. Sorry, I'm just gonna leave you alone. I feel like I've done more damage than good here. I'm just gonna keep walking. I'm sorry.
Oh dear.
Anyways, what are the rest of you guys doing on your hike?
Duolingo, probably?
Yeah,
Sure.
Mushrooms.
I'll be teaching some more draconic people.
Zorka's mobile class opens up this evening.
A is for apple.
They were doing conjunctives.
Can I ask for Hraffin's help to find some nice treats for Wings when he's done the big shift? I don't know.
Have a look, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think birds would like? Big birds.
Seeds. Well, big birds.
Big seeds.
He's a
Might
big
want-
bird.
They might want meat.
They might want meat. Any field mice? What do you think?
How big is things? Field mice might be small for him.
Oh yeah.
Like
How
a
big is
pig.
Wings?
It's like the size of a small griffin.
Yeah, you rode on his back, so I'm
Like, he's
guessing
pretty big.
you know.
He's like pony sized.
Pony sized. Okay.
A pony with wings.
Yeah, winged pony.
Rurak is going to do his best to try and hunt down some rodents and other such small animals around. Probably not very well.
Isn't it?
You're asking Harafin how to hunt rodents for your bird.
Wouldn't it be like the equivalent of someone giving you a Cheerio for helping? You know.
Or an M&M.
Probably, yeah.
You got it, Chris.
You gave him like some mushrooms to eat. Was that?
He didn't like the mushrooms, honestly.
Gave him fucking skag clags, which
Well,
are like the
I think he was like a
hallucinogenic
goat
ones,
or
weren't they?
It was just a pocket mix. I don't know if there's skag clags in there. There might have been.
Pocket
mix.
Yeah. You don't have a pocket mix? I reached
A
down.
mushroom trail mix only in his pockets.
I reached down like worryingly deep into a pocket and grabbed like a handful of just like dried something.
I
Is it
think
just mushrooms or
Plus, you know, it's all,
is
all
there,
you need.
is there like
Mushrooms, nuts, yeah, wheat.
I think
Wheat.
you could your work together.
bits of wheat?
Jerky.
What kind of
Jerky.
wheat are we talking about here?
Did you say turkey?
Jerky.
Oh.
Jerky.
Dried meats. You know.
You're just gonna get
Little
your
bits of
pocket.
turkey.
Don't put it in your pocket.
What do you mean don't put it in your pocket? Where is it going to put it?
In a bag and then put it in your pocket. Just not in your pocket where you're running around sweating and bleeding all the time.
You just don't know the mountain way of life.
Rick, have you sustained a heavy head injury in the past?
This is the way of the mountain.
I'm going to be honest, since I met you lot, my head injuries
He's a
has
simple
kind of
kind of man.
I'm
I'm
just
gonna
The
gonna
way-
put on a passing cure wounds onto Rurik's head just to make sure.
I like the pocket mix.
I'm not dissing the pocket mix.
I think you're missing the obvious clues. Rurak's intense interest in mushrooms recently. And now this.
I like the pocket mix. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
thinking
Thank
about
It's ready for
Yeah.
snacks at any time.
when the pocket is additionally bagged and it's not in the pocket of
Well,
sweaty.
He's
Yeah,
just
have you
gotta
done
get
the
the
blanket
middleman
pocket,
here.
Rurak?
if all he's got in
Okay.
that pocket is snacks, then it's fine.
It's not though. You know,
Do you want some of his mushroom mix?
boiling
I
You
out.
just need to hunt rodents,
I'm
don't find him.
happy to share.
Go ahead, I'll take some.
Those mushrooms have grown in there because it's got some little environment now.
There's definitely some growth happening.
Even better, he's creating his own snacks.
I give Zorgar a generous handful.
Thank you. I was rather
What would
pecked.
mushrooms go
I-
like if they were in your pocket? They go slimy, surely.
Thanks,
How
Greg.
ill does Zorgar get?
There's a dwarven technique where you put like dry dust.
You
stuff.
pee on your mushrooms and stick them in your pocket.
I don't think Zorger can even get sick, so no wonder he doesn't mind. He's just like moldy food. That's
Yeah, Zorger's
just a
fine.
great snack for me.
I probably really likes that mad like Swedish fish that they bury for like a year in a honks because it's just gone off and in the ground.
Or that cheese with the maggots.
Or the cheese of them.
Oh, disgusting. Oh.
So fucking gross.
Anyway, you're gonna get squished if you put them in there. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I mean, if they're getting eaten, you know, it's not really a problem.
You get mice eating your pockets while you sleep. Don't look at me, okay? Back to Duolingo.
I don't think mice like mushrooms do.
Mice eat everything, don't they? Especially if you're putting wheat in there as well.
And nuts.
I got a whole
Wheat and nuts.
my pocket.
Are we using wheat in the codename sense, or wheat is an actual wheat? What kind of stuff has Rurak got in his pockets?
It's like
Just wheat.
it's like
Like
a
mushroom jerky.
it's like a crazy like Bombay mix of just random dried goods. You know, like there's the jerkies and the meats and the nuts and the mushrooms, all sorts of things.
Speaking of which, what kind of wheat was wheat exactly? Just out on the wheat
It's wheat.
scale. But what kind of wheat? You know? Are we?
I'm gonna be honest. I just said wheat in passing.
Just wheat.
I don't know the specifics of wheat, and I have a feeling this is going to be an apple ale situation all over again.
It's
So
just wheat.
So what type of wheat does Naren sell occasionally?
oh,
You know, farmer's wheat.
Wheat.
barley.
Think inject
What's the
Wheat is
apple ale
wheat.
thing?
kind of wheat or the
Wheat is
sort
wheat.
wheat?
Wheat is wheat.
Wheat is wheat.
Like, interested in buying some wheat?
I'll just ask forgotten what's his
Dude,
name.
exactly.
Pharaoh.
No one.
I'll literally just ask Pharaoh, he'll probably happily tell me.
Pharaoh's miles away,
He's got a phone.
maybe. He's been in the business long enough to know not to talk too in depth about wheat.
Well, I'll just go check in the hold next time you're selling it.
When you say that, Naren, you realize you've not actually heard from Pharaoh for quite a while.
Oh, fuck. I guess that's a wee reminder. I'll go give Pharaoh a call.
It does the sending someone equivalent of ringing it.
Oh, you fuck. Not again! Can I try again? Is it like are sending stones like once a day as in communication or
I
once
think so.
a day
Yeah, I don't
as
think you
in,
can try again.
I can give it a go, and it'll connect. It should connect directly to him rather than a stone.
Yeah, do you want to sending him?
What do you want me to say?
Are you okay? You didn't answer the stone, and I haven't had a report in a while.
I will say that verbatim.
Oh, hey, I thought you would have
Okay,
called
he's
sooner than
alive.
that. Yeah, no, we lost the stone. It fell overboard. Did the fish dude meet you guys? Did he get in touch?
The fish?
Namo guy? Namo that dude.
Through to showed up.
Yes,
Druid
yeah,
did.
he did.
Okay, cool.
Naren, they lost the stone.
Yeah, no, it's all fine here. We just yeah, I had to. It was windy one night, and I dropped the stone overboard. I tried to get it, but it was gone.
It was windy one night. That's the classic excuse for drinking.
And any other updates? You guys doing fine?
Yeah, we're I don't actually know where they would be right now. Like they're either at Missport or they're close. We're either at Missport or we're close.
I'm a bit worried you don't know if you're at Missport, but okay.
Well, it's Misty.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
Like, we're
Dunno
basically
if I
there.
said that.
Are you docked?
Well, not yet. Nearly. How's the things over there?
We're surviving. Well,
Any more detail?
I'll let you know in 4 days.
What? Why in 4 days? What's going on?
Well, there's an army coming towards us, and they're probably going to reach us in about 4 days if we haven't done anything by it.
Oh.
So.
Do you need
Yeah.
to come around and pick you up? I don't know if we can get there in 4 days.
Yeah, I don't think so. We've got a plan.
Okay. They're okay. He whispers like, "Is Darren right?"
Yeah, he seems fine. I think
Okay.
Yeah. To be honest, I haven't asked. It's been a bit of a chaotic time of just action and nothing else. So.
All right. Well, check in.
Nah,
on
are
him.
you doing okay?
Just
in general.
Yeah.
He said,
Yeah.
Did he say yeah or did he say
That's
yeah?
nice.
He said, yeah.
Okay. I see. I don't know if that's good or not anymore.
Mm.
Okay. Well, tell him I love him.
Okay.
And you kind of like you
Pharaoh
heard it like it go like as if he sort of like maybe he shouldn't have said that to you.
Oh, I
No,
thought
Pharaoh
that
said
was
he
the
loves
noise
you.
of him getting stabbed. Okay.
Do you want me to say that you said okay back?
No,
Nine says I love you
a little
too.
nicer.
Did you really? Or are you just saying that?
I'm
Don't
just
tell me,
saying
don't
that.
tell
I
me.
don't actually.
Oh, poor Farrell.
You're fucking toying with everyone's hearts today, brother.
I thought it was pretty rude not to say I love you back to someone that says I love you when they raised you, Nerd. What do you
Yeah.
think about that? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that's what's
you
good.
know, what's the update instead of hi, Dad? It's, it's a bit rough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what? I think saying I love you back is probably the best thing you could have done in that situation. I just took the reins for you, which was not on me to do. So I'm sorry for that.
I've also just realised as Matt that it's interesting that no one calls him Feral and not Dad.
Oof.
Ouch.
But there you go.
Well, made 10 times awkward. Again, let's see. I would like to sleep.
On a roll.
Oh, yeah. So
Social
that
butterfly
shouting
with
we
a
did today.
Pela kind of comes over like mid March, like kind of just like sort of jog to catch up with you guys, and like kind of like hi.
Oh, hey, Pela.
Uh,
How's it going?
Yeah, you didn't come and see me when you came back. You know, you've been just like what's up with that? I thought we were
Sorry,
supposed
we've
to be
been.
pals. Thought we were
We are.
sisters.
I've been organizing this fucking army.
Yeah, here.
Yeah. I'm sorry. How have you been? What's going on with you?
All right, yeah, I'm making the food. Some fucker took all the meat. Where are we? How are we gonna feed 160 people now without all the meat? Like, we have some meat, but I mean, it's pretty much gonna have to be pasta. Yeah.
What shape of pasta are we talking?
Yeah, it's important.
It's probably just penny.
Ah.
There's nothing wrong with Penny.
There's nothing wrong with Penny, but there's also nothing exciting about Penny.
nothing
It's just
right
a
about
tube.
I like the bows.
Yeah, those are
I like the capellini ones, the little chef hat. Capellini.
Elbow macaroni.
Also good.
solid.
Um,
tagliatelle.
Yeah.
there's probably a bit of tagliatelle in there. Like, it's probably just like a mismatch of pasta shapes and stuff.
That's kind of fun.
Pasta surprise.
She's like,
Can
yeah,
Rack
I
offer
can.
some?
I mean, you have to kind of like go and find, like, it's like packed away, so like you definitely can. You just have to go find it first.
Going to very slowly, very stealthily find the pasta.
Okay, give us an investigation check, but use your dexterity.
So Pela just comes up and
How'd I do
mentions
that?
pasta, and then Rurak gets these shifty eyes and starts moving to the back of the.
Let's add a +1 to this, Jake.
Sure.
Oh yes, 17.
17.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you
Just
find the
'cause
pasta.
it doesn't mean you can get past pasta security, though.
Well, like, see, the thing is, like, you guys can basically do whatever you want in this army because no one's really gonna challenge you or anything. So like, yeah, Rurik, you find the pasta. Like, you a bunch of people notice you finding the pasta. And like, what's going on? What is he?
I shout, look at the storm!
The storm.
Grab some in the pocket.
Sure. So yeah, Pela's just like chatting to you guys, and some of you might notice that Rurak like disappears away, but there's definitely a point where you're like, Rurak's not here right now. And then he comes back. And Pela's like, so what happened with the where'd your trip go? What did you do? Do anything
What
fun?
did we do? We walked a long time. We met some people. Well, we fought a snake.
A snake.
A snake. It breathed poison gas.
Whoa.
It hid in a hole.
Snakes aren't meant to do that.
And then we put it in a bag, and then Raffin took it to his house.
I didn't think druids had houses.
It's not really a house. It's like a grove.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a grove.
That's got a snake in it. Cool.
It's a tower.
Yeah, and then after that, we did some more walking and talking to people, and then we scouted the whole island for secret hiding places, and now we're trying to figure out how to move 200 people to that secret hiding place.
They said no one's told me, but like I heard there's like an army coming. Is that right?
Yeah.
I mean, is that how big is the army? We got an
Uh,
army.
We do, but I don't think we would win in a fight.
I mean, how not? Like, you're a wizard, and the rest of your stuff,
But sometimes the
Zorgar's
amount-
Zorgar, obviously, like, wouldn't you guys?
we considering that as well, we could scrape a win. That would mean so many people from our army could needlessly die because of it. If we just move everyone, it
That
just
makes sense, yeah.
keeps everyone alive, hopefully.
But I mean, like, surely at some point, there's gonna have to be a fight and people are gonna die. Like, how long can we keep moving around for?
It's a good question.
Isn't that just part of being in a war?
Yeah, you would think so. Well, I think this last place we're going is going to be the last place we go, but we're trying to minimize as many casualties as we can on both sides, because the people here haven't really done anything wrong. It's just the leader who has.
Right. Okay, that makes sense, I guess.
So it's all very complicated, and also it's hard. I've slept 3 hours last night. I'm sorry. I'm very tired.
Well, you should. Well, what are you doing? Come, Naren. Can we
I had
not just stop and let it have its sleep?
I had to sneak Naren into some lady's bedroom. It was a big whole thing. Not a weird thing. That sounds kind of weird. I wouldn't do that, obviously. It was his cousin.
That's not any better! She kind of looks at Aaron and is like...
You know, I
you wouldn't
can't
sneak
actually...
Finn into like she mentions like some cousin of yours like on some point. She's like, you wouldn't sneak Finn in there, would you? That's weird. That's weird. You wouldn't go sneaking into some other cousin's bed, would you?
No,
That's
it wasn't
weird.
Into bed. It was just we were in the room where they were sleeping so that we could give them a message. It's
I'd give them a message.
But, like. It wasn't anything like that, I swear to God. You think I would do anything like that for Naren? Absolutely not.
That suggests you'd do it for someone.
Well, I wouldn't do it for anyone, but I specifically definitely wouldn't do it for Naren.
Naren is just confused, catching the odd word from this conversation, not really paying attention.
Listen.
Okay. Well. Okay. Well. What are you doing in this person's bedroom?
We
left
them and
that's an invasion of privacy. I know that's an invasion of privacy.
Well, we don't know how to get near them the other ways you can because Naren's not legal. He's not allowed to be here. You know, he's illegal person. He's going to get arrested. That's no. It's more. It's if we couldn't go in. He wanted to give her a message as Naren, but he couldn't because Naren would get arrested. So I don't really know why we did this. Actually, I kind of was a pawn in this.
She kind of like glares at Naren.
We just went in and left a note. Basically, we did kind of talk to her, but she was half asleep. So,
okay.
But we just left. So, you know what? Yeah, at least I was there to make sure it wasn't as weird as it could have been.
Can you just send a letter?
Probably. I don't know. I don't know why we did it.
Do they have post here?
Well, I think the idea was to actually talk to her.
Right, okay.
But to make sure that she didn't, start yelling and we get killed by a bunch of guards, I modified her memory so she just would wake up. But
You can modify
because of
people's
that-
memory. That's not cool, is it?
yeah, it's not the coolest, but
That's
sometimes you gotta
that's
do what you gotta do. you
That's
know?
bad. That's not. I didn't know wizard could do that.
It's not. It's only like in the past like 10 minutes of talking to someone usually.
So that means you
And
can
it's
do
a-
anything you want to someone and then make them have no memory. That's weird.
Well, yes, it's morally a bad thing you could use, but so could any other spell I have.
Okay, I guess that's true.
And also it's a very high level spell, so not a lot of people can do it.
Right. Okay. But you can.
Yes. But I don't use it on just people randomly. I use it if we're about to get found out and
Okay,
killed.
how do I know that's true? How do I know you didn't just modify my memory to make me think that?
You're just gonna have to trust me.
You seem less and less trustworthy.
Well, I don't know what to do about that. That's just I could have just not told you about modified memory.
I suppose if you had modified my memory, you probably would have modified it so we didn't remember this.
I could have. You know what? I could have just modified your memory right now, so you wouldn't even remember this encounter. But I didn't.
Okay.
Maybe you should have, though.
I'm not using modified memory on my sister.
Okay, so what else have you done then? That was
We
last night. Is that
definitely-
everything you did?
Yeah, that was last night, and then I made all the troops line up today.
Yeah. Kind of scary. It was like
Yeah.
when mom and dad were out and then you were in charge and then you used to yell at us.
Yeah, sorry.
I always had to do the dishes. And then if I didn't make them, if they weren't clean enough, you'd maybe do them again. I suppose, well, I suppose that wasn't really. Anyways, so where are we going now?
I don't actually know. We're just moving to get away from that army, I think.
Okay. So we're just going. Okay. Oh, all right.
Yes. I need to sleep.
Okay, I'll go check on. I'll check on everything. So check on the past and stuff. Everything's okay. She kind of vanishes.
I walk over and give Lynn a sympathetic pat on the shoulder.
Thank you. Today is
3 people on a roll.
one mistake after the other. Can't talk. Well, I would like to sleep. When are we getting there? What time is it?
You're like 20 minutes away. You're there.
Oh, thank God. I just gotta keep walking.
Yeah, did you guys do anything else on the road, or are you just kind of waiting together and then turn in?
Gonna like set up like watches and stuff when we
Sure.
get there. That's about it.
Okay, yeah. Sure. So you guys spend the night. It is now the 16th. How do I? Excuse me. Yeah, so you guys spend the night. You wake up the next morning and it's pasta for breakfast. And then, what is your plan the next day? Are you just kind of continuing to interrogate and move people through?
We should have someone scouting skies as well to make sure none of the dragon rider people are, I don't know.
I'll get my eyeball out. Make him have a look.
Oh, someone just raided us with 5 viewers.
Oh,
The Chill Out Corner. Good evening to everyone from the Chill Out Corner. I don't know how much longer we're going to be going, unfortunately, but it's cool. Thanks for stopping by. So you guys, you kind of spend the evening. You wake up the next day. It's pasta for breakfast, and you're kind of setting about stuff. And so yeah, if you're just moving people through, we kind of don't really have to go through all of that. If that's kind of your plan, if you're like if your plan is just to kind of continue moving southeast and move people through, then we can kind of just sort of hand wave a lot of that until something significant happens. If that sounds good to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure. So, Delta and Gamma squads. No spies revealed. Don't see anyone dodgy there, and you kind of fire them through. And again, you kind of like the portal opens and they pile through, and you hear them going, "It's right in the knuckle." And then so you hear like in the distance on the other side of the portal, going, "Oh hey!" And then it shuts. Then you move squads through, and then it's kind of again it's about like mid-afternoon before you're ready to kind of carry on your way after having hunted people through. And that day is kind of the next time something significant happens, when you encounter another army. They are, like, you kind of see them in the distance. They're definitely marching towards you.
Have they seen us yet?
You get a distinct impression they have seen you and are marching towards you, but they're not flying any flags.
Oh,
Can I pull out my
Let's go.
why have I forgotten what it's called?
Spyglass.
That's good.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Spyglass, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, how big this army look?
Not very big. It's basically like one unit. So it's like 450
so
people.
if-
Oh,
We'd be able to take them even if they were arseholes.
yeah, probably.
Hang on.
do I see any form of insignia at all
Uh,
on any of their armor or shields? Or
you probably see an insignia. You just don't recognize it. I don't know what it looks like. It's not one that you know what it looks like either. Like you don't like recognize it. They do have like a
describe it to Balex?
yeah. If you describe it to him, he's like, well, it's not a legion. I don't know what to do.
Is that good or
Captain.
bad?
I'm not sure.
I guess
It could be mercenaries,
we'll
but I'm not sure.
approach them.
Some kind of rebellion.
Maybe just the party should go and approach.
ahead. Yeah, we'll approach ahead and see what they want.
Sure. So they're about half an hour away. So you kind of approach forward. I imagine like the army kind of continue, but it's just like some amount of time back. Like you can kind of move, you can kind of outpace them if you're moving ahead anyways. So you kind of head forward, and once you get to kind of like reasonable like non-spyglass distance, one of them like they kind of like wave a flag, just kind of a generic. It's like a red flag or whatever. Like they just kind of wave it at you, as if they're trying to like flag you down. Are you guys still just approaching?
Should
Yeah,
we be
why
in
not?
disguise for this, or are we open?
I think just be open, because we have an army behind us anyway, and can we have Balex with us too?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Plus, how many people are in like one unit?
It kind of varies.
20?
Somewhere between 20 and 50. Yeah, it depends on the size of the unit. It can be different sizes.
I feel like we could almost. Yeah, I have a lot better effect spells. Is all I'm saying.
Let's try talking to them first.
Just, I'm not saying we're gonna. Let's just, I'm doing the same thing as that. Let's just go.
Sure. So you guys kind of head forward, and they flag you down, and they kind of like come to a halt. And this guy steps forward. Looks like a leader. He is decked out in quite nice armor. Like it's kind of piecemeal. It's like it's mostly like chainmail, but there's like chunks of glass plates on it and stuff like that. Like he's got like one glass pauldron. He's got blue scales, like it's really kind of pale blue. And he's got this big sword on his belt. And he kind of steps forward. And he says, calls out. He says, "Hail, be you Naren Mark X?" and Zorgar Marquez.
Yes.
My name is Saros.
Yeah.
We are here to join your cause.
Saros.
And that's where we're going to stop for today.
Oh.
Yay! That's awesome.
We got
Is
him.
that awesome? Is that a good thing?
We got him.
Yeah, Saros is the name that Urus do gave
Is
us.
that a good thing?
Yeah, it's good probably. He said he's
Yeah.
going to join us.
Okay.
So cheers for watching. If you watch the stream, we'll be back next Tuesday with the next episode. See you later.